Hello friends, so I've created this video to share some info about the feature which I've recently added. So I'll start with this feature, enable quick follows. So what does this mean is that normally earlier what we were doing is like we when we were targeting like we when we let's assume we were targeting some people from this hashtag painting. It was going on the what was going on this random post and going to likers, and it was visiting the profiles and was doing the follow action from over here. But right now what I've done, if you enable this quick follow action, what will do, it will follow directly from here without visiting the profile. The demerit of this is that it won't be able to check your these target account filter settings. These won't be these won't be checked if it is not visiting the profile. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. But the positive side is that it will be much quicker. And yeah, and it will also apply if you are getting post poster. These was post engager, post poster. It will not visit these profiles. It will do a direct follow from over here. Okay, and this will be according to the probability you'll set for it in this. If you set 50 over here, it will 50% of the time it will visit the profile, and 50% of the time it will just click follow from over here without visiting the end profile. Okay, so now on the next thing which I want to talk about is airplane mode. Okay, so that setting is aeroplane mode. Where it is, yeah, here it is, enable aeroplane mode. So what does this mean is that whenever see many most of the times when we want to change IP of a mobile proxy, normally when we enable airplane mode on the phones, their IP changes. If we enable the airplane mode for some 15-20 seconds. Okay, so what you can do if you want to enable this, if you want it to happen before starting of your account session, you can enable this option from here. And for how many seconds you want to do it, you can set it some 15-20 seconds should be fine. You can check it according to your SIM operator and service operator. Okay, so what it will do if you enable this now, before starting each session, it will enable airplane mode, and after this many seconds it will disable it, and after that it will continue the session. So this is the airplane mode. The next thing was see, now another thing which I have added is this. See, earlier what it was doing, it was always targeting post engagers from the people who have liked the post. But now recently what I've done is I have also added the targeting of people who have commented on these posts. Okay, so now if see, let's assume some people don't want to target commenters and some people only want to target likers, like that. For that I've added these settings. By default I've set the probability of selecting targets from likers. What else happen is, let's assume if I set 50 over here minimum and 50 over here. So now what will happen, if it comes to a post and 50% of the time it will select targets from likers from here, and 50% of the time it will go to comments and select targets from the commenters. Okay, and the next thing is about this is that this don't fall back to getting targets from likers. So what I've done is that by default it will select targets from commenters. Okay, and what will happen if it doesn't find new targets from this commenters, it will in that post only it will select new targets from this likers. But let's assume someone doesn't want to target or get targets from the likers, they only want the targets from the commenters. So what they can do is they can set the probability of select targets from likers to 0, uh, 0, 0, and so it won't be selecting, it will never be selecting likers targets from likers. Okay, it will always select new targets from the commenters. And to avoid that, if it doesn't and if you enable this option, what will happen if it doesn't find new targets from commenters, is it won't go to searching, it won't go to search new targets from likers. Instead of that, it will just go back and select a new post, another post, and look at the commenters of that post. If there are no commenters, it will again go back, choose another post, and look at its commenters. Okay, so that's that. And next thing I wanted to talk about was bulk settings updation. So yeah, the next thing which I've added is this. Hmm. See this. See, let's assume you want to copy, you have set all these settings on one slot and you want to copy all these settings to another slot. So you can easily do that. First you have to enable this option, enable bulk settings updation, and you have to write here slot ID, enter, press enter, and the slot ID to which you want to copy the settings. Let's assume this slot 2, you want to copy these settings to slot 3 and slot 4. You can write it over here like this. Let's say to confirm this, this is slot 2, that was slot 3, here 372, here 45. Slot 2, yeah, here 331. I'll just put it 31. See, slot 2 31. Yeah, see, this is the correct thing. 379, 379, 379. We are writing, we have put here 31 over here, and we'll copy this setting to slot 3 and slot 4 as well. You have to take this option, type slot 3 and slot 4 over here, update. All the settings will be copied to slot 3 and 4 for confirmation. It is here 379, 379, here 45, here 31, 31, 31. See, all the settings would have been copied. So the next thing is that, let's assume you don't want to copy all the things. There are few things which are different in for other slots. For that, what I've done, now I pinpointed some most common settings like this slot. I put a number in front of them. This 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 settings. So let's assume you want to keep some special things for the different things for these 3 settings, 2, 3, 4. So what you will do, see, it is eternal bulker right over here for second, 2, 3, 4. So we'll come over here, we'll enter that, enter the IDs, that those number which are in front of that. I'll write 2, comma 3, comma 4, and write the values which I want, for which should go for slot 3 for second was this one, Instagram account name, account username eternal bulker. I'll put for now A B C, and for this I'll put C D E F 3. What I'll put for 3? See, it is a boolean for take untake things. These are boolean, means you have to write true or false for this. True means take, false means untake. Currently it's ticked right. Slot 2, slot 1, slot 2. See, slot, I'll open slot 3 and 4. 3